Hey, Kate Cheek here, your Norwex Independent Sales Consultant, and I'm here to talk to you for just a minute about sustainability. What is that buzzword? You may have heard it a lot and maybe you don't fully understand what it means. Basically, for the environment, what that means is the avoidance of the depletion of natural resources in order to maintain an ecological balance. What that means for you as the consumer is money savings, because the more that you are using sustainable products, the less you're using single time use products, things like paper towels or aluminum foil or single use plastics, things like that. So I want to introduce you to a few things that Norwex has come out with, especially recently, to help you in this. One is the travel pack. Now the travel pack in itself is not new, but they have revamped it in order to include the two new colors of EnviroCloth. So you've got 5 travel size EnviroCloths that come in this pack. What I also want to show you are the 2 wet bags that they introduced. We did have a wet bag before and we still carry it, but it's more of a kitty kind of look, right? So these are more adult looking, beautiful, beautiful colors that I don't mind just keeping in my purse or taking in the car. On the inside, you've got this material that prevents any wet cloths from getting anything else wet. Say that you put this in your purse, the rest of the contents of your purse won't get wet when you keep your cloths in this bag. It also has a second pocket. You can either put dry cloths in here and wet ones in here, or say you put your wet cloths in here and then once they're used and get dirty, you can stick them in here to rinse them out when you get home. We take them everywhere we go. Some uses for these travel cloths are especially in the car on the go, and I'm talking either on a road trip, you're there in the car for a long time, or even just a 10-minute trip to the grocery store. They come in handy, especially if you're a coffee drinker and you happen to spill a little bit on you. Not that that's ever happened to me before, but also with my kids, you never know what they're going to be drinking or snacking on in the back seat. So I get some wet and I put them in one of these wet bags and take them with us on the go, so they can use them in the car to clean up any kind of stains or their hands if they get messy hands. We also use them in restaurants to clean off the table even after the server has cleaned those tables, because you know they're using chemicals to clean, and a lot of times there are things left behind on the surface. And so we use these travel cloths, and I'm shocked at the things that we're able to pick up with these cloths after they've already cleaned the table. My kids are probably going to be eating right there off the table because they don't have any manners, but now I know that it's a completely clean surface, right? Because I've removed 99% of the germs and bacteria using this cloth. The other place that's great to use them is the grocery store to clean off your cart handle. That way you're not using the chemicals that they provide. They typically provide those wipes in the stores, but if you take one of these with you, you know you're removing everything from the surface rather than using chemicals that kill or don't kill all of the germs that are on that surface, as well as leaving behind a chemical residue on your hands. And then you might go eat after that without rinsing them first. Just a lot going on there. But those are some great uses for the travel cloths. Also in the grocery store, speaking of the grocery store, we have these amazing reusable grocery bags. Let me show you these and how beautiful they are. Aren't those gorgeous colors? These are bags that I definitely don't mind carrying around more than just the grocery store. But what's cool about these and what really makes them different is that they have backlock embedded into them. So when you're done using it, just get a wet EnviroCloth and wipe it out. That will activate the backlock, so it'll activate that microsilver technology to prohibit the growth of bacteria in the bag. It's especially important after you're putting meats in there or fruit and vegetables that carry potential germs and bacteria on them. And also if you're using them for multiple things besides just groceries, so say you throw a bunch of books in there, lots of germs on those books too, and you don't want it getting on your food next time you use it at the grocery store. But did you know that Americans go through 100 billion plastic bags a year? That's insane. That's a really big number. And only 1% of those are making it back to being recycled. Why? Well, it's kind of a pain in the butt to gather them and take them back. And sometimes you just forget. Let's just be honest. Sometimes we forget to recycle. The problem is they're ending up in our landfills and then eventually into our oceans and polluting our oceans and our marine life. So that can be a really scary thing, because then we're eating those fish if you eat seafood. Let's talk about our new countercloth set. So this came out in January, this countercloth box set, but it's sold out in weeks. And so they have brought it back now for the new fall catalog. These countercloths, all 6 of them come with the set. If you order them separately, you'll get this pack of 3 right here, or this pack of 3. Those are the 2 separate colors that come. And what these are your paper towel replacers for your kitchen. How pretty does this look sitting on your counter versus a roll of paper towels? So what you do is the same thing as your EnviroCloths. You get this wet, pick up anything, your quick spills. My husband loves to use them as napkins because if you look closely, you see those nice pillows? Super, super absorbent. And then rinse it out just like you do everything else, right? Rinse it out with hot water. It's got backlock in it. Hang it up to dry right there on the top of the house. Perfect. It's good to go. Good to use the next day. If you do want something more napkin-like, we've got these great reusable napkins. This is the pattern that just came out. It's a gorgeous flat weave made out of recycled plastic bottles. It coordinates perfectly with our slate ones that came out earlier in the year, as well as the peacock color. So the 3 colors coordinate really well together and just look pretty sitting on your table. So those are our newest and sustainable products. I hope you love them as much as I do.